Hello, everybody out there on YouTube, and welcome back to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, where we are getting ready for race number 15 of Season 8 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series action. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of the NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Coca-Cola 400 here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway. The race here at Coca-Cola will be shortened 9 laps and the quote-unquote 100-mile length. So this still should be an interesting race. And with that said, let's take a look at the top 10 in the point standings coming into this race. Somehow, after a wacky race last week at 8 Bowl, Jessica Shelton still hangs on to the points lead by 5 points over rookie DJ Curtis. Excuse me. Trent Dunham is third. Fourth is Danny Wells. Fifth is Dylan Young. Sixth is Zachary Fitzwater. Seventh is last week's winner David Rivera. Eighth, Kyle Matthews. Ninth, Rue McIntyre. 10th, Preston Plord. The top 20 is Sean Galligan, Stephen Pollard III, Angel Navarro, Cody Lamas, Seth Cole, who is our pole sitter for the race, Joshua Collard, Daniel Day, Dougie Shears, Tanner Sullivan, and Austin LaPlante. Now, drivers who are hoping to get into that top 30 to get a second win potentially for a wild card position are still Charles Sanford and Chris Washer. However, Sanford is only 5 points out of the cutoff, but Chris Washer has a much larger task ahead, as he is about 107 points out of the 30th spot. So Washer definitely is the guy who really needs to step up to the plate here in the next 11 races. Or actually, not counting this race, it'd be 11, but counting it would be 12. So there you go. But the two wildcard drivers currently would be Seth Cole and Joshua Collard, since they're right close to each other in the points 15th and 16th with the one victory. We've had 14 different winners. Could we get a 15th different winner, or could we get our first multiple winner? We'll find out, but let's take a look at the starting lineup in the top 10. Seth Cole on the pole with P.J. Williams starting second. Row 2 comprises of Dylan Young and James McLeod. Row 3, Tim Walsh and Matt McIntyre. Row 4, Preston Plord, Zachary Fitzwater. And then row 5, Dougie Shears and Austin LaPlante. Starting in the last row will be Dorian Facepuncher and Bob Jones. With that said, let's go ahead and get the command to fire engines here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway for the Coca-Cola 400.
Drivers, start your engines!
I apologize. Now, starting from this race onward, before we get the green flag, I myself will do predictions for the races whenever I don't have co-commentators here. But for my pick to win this race, I may go with potentially this man right here in the 21, Preston Plord, because he's starting to get a little bit of momentum. He moved into the top 10 in points after a really good run last week at the 8 Bowl. And that was another plate track we were at, and then here we are at another plate track, however, the normal style with just the left turns, not with the crossover moves of left and right. But this is somewhat of the trickier plate track because of the fact that they can go even more wide on track, 5, 6 wide, and usually the wrecks here, depending on how many cars are involved or how impactful they are very, very massive here at this track if we ever do get them. It's been a while since we've had a bad crash here, but I might have just jinxed it, but oh well, things happen for a reason, I suppose. Seth Cole right up here, starting on the pole. He is looking to get his second win this season, so he could rack up a potential wild card spot for the chase if he were to stay consistent. in that top 30 and hope no one else gets another win and he could be the only two-time winner. But could we get a 15th different winner or a first multi-winner? We shall find out as the pace car pulls into pit road and boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing. And already it was four wide for a moment. But Seth Cole gets off to an early advantage up at the front, but now he could be under fire from both P.J. Williams and Dylan Young. However, Dylan Young may get the bigger advantage because of the fact that he has a drafting partner in Matt McIntyre. But now it's Preston Plord coming in, and Williams almost blocked Preston Plord and almost backfired. But luckily he moved up in time to keep that from happening. And whoa! Oh, we got a crash. A couple cars around. I couldn't tell who they are. Oh, we got 4 cars that are down in pit road. Jesse Setti with another hard shift this week. Zachary Fitzwater was in it. Same with Angel Navarro and Zach Rogers. Man, just so far here in his early beginnings here in this series, he has just not been able to avoid crashes. That's 3 weeks in a row of being in the series that he has gotten involved in some kind of incident. But Preston Plord did lead them to the line. So Preston Plord currently is our race leader. But let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at M&M's. Well, you kind of had a feeling something like this was going to happen with how they start the races double wide. But Zachary Fitzwater gets the wall, comes down into, I believe that was Charles Jackson from the looks of it. We'll have to take a look at it again. Let's see who that was. Yes, indeed, it was Charles Jackson. Just double checking to make sure. But yeah, he gets the wall and Jackson had a run, gets into him. And then Fitzwater comes down into Zach Rogers and Angel Navarro, and Jesse Setti ended up getting into the side of Fitzwater, and that's how she got that front end damage to her race car as a result. And then up here, a different accident. Right when Navarro was trying to get into pit road, he ends up getting into Zach Rogers. And man, like I said, Zach Rogers just can't get a break so far in his first few races of his Walmart Cup career. And Jesse Setti continues a struggling season for herself, and it's just not the way she wants her season to go. But let's look at the angle from the TV2 camera and watch. Yeah, Zachary actually got up on 2 wheels after that little hit from Jesse Setti. So that could have been a major problem if he had gotten upside down. That could have been a bad ordeal right there, because Coca-Cola is known for many kind of barrel roll crashes. I mean, ask Austin Weiner and his barrel roll crash. And ironically, that same car Jesse Setti's running, the 22 GameStop PS4 colors. But that was a look at what brought the caution out for the first time. Let's go take you to the restart here at Coca-Cola. Well, after that caution, it seems that Angel Navarro's still on pit road, 3 laps down. Everybody else still somehow on the lead lap. But no cars retired out of the race as a result of that caution. But Preston Plord is the leader. 2nd is Jessica Shelton. 3rd is Daniel Day. 4th is Austin LaPlante. 5th is Tanner Sullivan. 6th is Dylan Young. 7th, Stephen Pollard III. 8th is Kyle Matthews. 9th, Sean Galligan. 10th, Chris Michaels. 11th is P.J. Williams. 12th, Dougie Shears. 13th is Matt McIntyre, 14th Seth Cole, 15th Tim Walsh, 16th Trent Dunham, 17th Danny Wells, 18th James McLeod, 19th Ryan Acosta, 20th is Cody Lamas. 21st is Dylan Thoreau, 22nd is Johnny Gardner, 23rd Carson Gum, 24th is Charles Jackson, 25th Pichu London, 26th James Silverfox, 27th is Anthony McCurry, 28th Dorian Facepuncher, 29th is Charles Sanford, 30th is Dylan Poteet, 31st Rue McIntyre, 32nd is DJ Curtis. 33rd, Bob Jones. 34th, Chris Washer. 35th, Jesse Setti. 36th, Zach Rogers. 37th, Zachary Fitzwater. 38th, Michael Norman. 39th, Austin Mongold. 40th, David Rivera. 41st, Joshua Collard. And then actually somehow 2 laps down is Angel Navarro in 42nd. But we're about ready to take the green flag for 12 laps to go. And it appeared right there Preston Plord didn't get going. And Angel Navarro, because he got a faster start right there, restart because of coming out of pits and catching up with the pack, he's going to go by and get one of his laps back. So he'll have only 1 lap to make up, but is he still up to speed is the question. But yeah, like I was saying, Preston Plord didn't get quite going on that restart, and Jessica Sheldon was able to pull down low to make a move, and now here she comes for the lead. But now Tanner Sullivan coming into the picture, and I do think that Navarro is a bit off the pace, but we'll see if that's true or not since he's now officially in the pack. I think he is still up to speed. And this could end badly if they don't get off each other. They're okay now. Whoa, Shelton, careful up there. Shelton gets the wall, so now she's going to lose several spots, many spots. And that might have took her out of contention for the win. And that usually does happen at this track, same with M&M's, because it's so wide. And if you're forced way up high to give people room to go 4 or 5 wide, you'll probably end up into that wall and lose many, many positions on track, and it could take you out of contention of winning a race at this track. So that's a tough break for the points leader. At the line, it was Sean Galligan who led that lap, and now here comes Daniel Day underneath where it was there, and now here comes Kyle Matthews with help from Trent Dunham. Kyle Matthews looking for his 2nd win this season to keep up the momentum that he did have from winning at Lime Rock, but his momentum kind of got stopped after having a vicious crash last week at the 8 Bowl where he hit someone hard, got hit hard, flipped many times. And that was probably one of the craziest wrecks we've had all season long in the Walmart Cup Series. And whoa, we nearly had disaster with Cody Lamas and Charles Sanford. Luckily, they sorted it out and things are all good. But now some of those cars got separated from the main pack. So that could call into question of whether or not they can catch back up. And whoa, Dylan Thoreau, Trent Dunham into the wall. And we almost had a crash when Thoreau got into Dunham, and that could have been a bad ordeal right there. It's like after all these cars keep getting the walls, it's just now shortening the amount of cars in the packs. And now Tim Walsh leads currently, the rookie in the number 45 for Evernham Motorsports. And oh my goodness, we got a crazy crash. Trying to look for it. Oh, many cars dart into pit road. And the crash is still going on. It looks like, oh man, Chris Michaels gets upside down. James Silverfox was apparently involved. And who is that? I think that was Dylan Young. Danny Wells was caught up in. That's the 2nd week in a row he's been caught up in some. Austin LaPlante was involved. There's Dylan Young's machine. Trent Dunham got caught up in it. I think Johnny Gardner got rear end damage out of that mess. As I'm still looking around if there were any other cars that were in it. Yeah, there's Silver Fox Cody Lamas. I thought I saw Anthony McCrory get involved. I think he took his car immediately out of the track and into the garage. He must have smashed something. But Tim Walsh is the leader, and I think pit stops were getting ready to start around that point, which is why I think all those cars ended up going down into pit road, not only to avoid the crashes, but I think because pit stops are almost about to happen. But we're going to see if any of these leaders are going to come in. And Most of them are. So it's going to be, who knows who the leader is going to be right now. Ow. Sorry, I was getting something, but now it looks like it's going to be Matt McIntyre in the number 14 that's going to be the leader now. So this will be interesting, but let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the second time today here at Coca-Cola. Well, unlike the first caution, it wasn't caused by anybody getting up into the wall. Looks like, Chris Michaels must not have been very happy with something Anthony McCurry must have done or how they were racing. I'm not entirely sure as to why that's going down, but yeah, and as a result, both the 8 and the 61 go flipping, and oh man, there's gonna be a lot of different looks at this because there was so many different portions of this crash, kind of just like what happened with the crazy crash we had last week at the 8 Bowl. But man, oh man, there you see, there's the contact. Looked like the 8 just went dead left and ended up collecting the 4 of Danny Wells, and that's just another innocent bystander incident for the 4. And it's costing him some points. And right there, and it looked like right when the 8 came right up in front of traffic, he ends up getting right into James McLeod. And also when Wells got up in the air, it forced the 8, also when he got hit from the 51, caused him to go upside down. Luckily, McCurry was able to get back on all 4 wheels. And then the 8 goes barrel rolling quite a few times, ends up flipping over top of the 61. As a result, and then we're going to have a bunch of other different looks at this mess. Let's watch the 2 of Dylan Young. Yeah, right there, I can't really get to him. There we go. Let's see what happens with the 2. Excuse me. And it looks like he runs into the back of Johnny Gardner, and that's how Gardner gets his damage. Dylan Young into the wall, and then Trent Dunham runs into the 2. And as you see, that other portion of the wreck's going on, and then Dylan Young, I think, is going to get hit. Oh, man, that is a hard hit from the 34 of James Silverfox. And Jessica Sheldon just snuck through that. As we continue to try to look and see if where anybody else ended up involved. Yeah, and let's see how Cody Lamas ended up getting into this. Or it might have appeared that he might have gotten damage in a previous wreck, because he's got rear end damage and stuff like that. I can't really... Must have been an incident from way back. Let's rewind a little bit and see if anything happened. Oh, it was just a case of getting into the wall a couple laps prior to the caution coming out. And actually gets hit a little bit from Charles Sanford. That was that incident earlier that I was saying about with the 03 and the 15. But let's go back to the Chris Michaels portion and look at one more time and count the amount of times he ended up flipping, because he took the wild ride of this whole ordeal, even though he was the perpetrator of this particular accident, by turning left into McCurry, and then right there he ends up going over on his roof right at that moment. Curry went over once. Chris will go over one time, right on top of the 4 and to the 61. There's 2, 3. Now it's 4. Looks like he went about 4.5 times over in that crash. So that was pretty devastating for the 8 car. And man, just crazy circumstances just went down after all this, caused by what must have been a driver angry at another over something that happened. Maybe they had contact earlier and the 8 didn't appreciate it, or the 8 was just so frustrated of not moving up very much in the field and just took it out on the 61. Or what could have happened, the 8 could have been trying to get in line behind the 61, but just wasn't clear enough to do that and just ended up hooking the 61. I'm not sure. We'll just have to hear from them afterwards, but we'll find out about that at a later date. But let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Coca-Cola. Well, after that last caution, we have several cars out of the race, and they include Johnny Gardner, Trent Dunham, Dylan Young, Chris Michaels, Danny Wells, James Silverfox, and Anthony McCrory. So it's unfortunate for them. Angel Navarro still 2 laps down. Matt McIntyre leads the way. Second is P.J. Williams. Third is Charles Jackson. Fourth, Bob Jones. Fifth is Kyle Matthews. Sixth is Austin LaPlante. Seventh, Dylan Poteet. Eighth is Daniel Day. Ninth, Seth Cole. 10th, Michael Norman. 11th, DJ Curtis. 12th, Rue McIntyre. 13th, Stephen Pollard III. 14th is David Rivera. 15th is Chris Washer. 16th, Tim Walsh. 17th, Dorian Facepuncher. 18th is Peachy London. 19th, Carson Gum. 20th, Ryan Acosta. 21st, Dougie Shears. 22nd, Charles Sanford. 23rd, Sean Galligan. 24th, Joshua Collard. 25th, Preston Plord. 26th, Austin Mongold. 27th, Jessica Sheldon. 28th, Zachary Fitzwater. 29th, James McLeod. 30th, Cody Lamas. 31st, Tanner Sullivan. 32nd, Jesse Setti. 33rd, Zach Rogers. 34th, Dylan Thoreau. And then eventually will be 35th is that guy right there, Angel Navarro, 2 laps down. Getting set for the final 4 laps of this race. If a caution comes out, the race, I do believe, would be over no matter what. So they're going to have to try to end it off clean. Otherwise, if a caution comes out, the race will be concluded. Green flag is out. Already a few cars darting low to make a move, and they are Charles Jackson, Bob Jones, 2 Joe Gibbs teammates. However, Matt McIntyre going to quickly swipe down to the bottom. But now Bob Jones with the run underneath. 3 wide for 4th, Daniel Day, Austin LaPlante, and P.J. Williams. 1 Penske car against 2 Hendrick machines, but now Daniel Day loses ground because of no draft help and is going to go down low in front of DJ Curtis. Bob Jones now to the lead, but now here comes Austin LaPlante. And Kyle Matthews got the wall right there, and whoa, there goes the 14! The 14 of Matt McIntyre got turned. I couldn't tell by who, and I think it was DJ Curtis. DJ Curtis hooked the 14, turned them into the pits. Cody Lamas in pit road, but no caution because they spun toward the inside wall. Look at it on the lower right of your screen via the NNSCRA split cam, which always comes in handy, to see what happened with that. As we got to try to keep coverage up here at the front, because this race could end at any moment if another incident like that were to occur. But so far, they're trying to keep it together. Oh, but P.J. Williams starts in the pit road. That could call into question on some of these guys who may not have pitted. 2 laps to go, and LaPlante still leads. But look at that tandem down there. And whoa, Bob Jones gets the wall. And there goes his shot of winning, and he was close. I was about to say that little tandem we saw a moment ago of Dylan Thoreau, Peachy London and Dylan Poteet. Now that's broken up, and now Austin LaPlante continues to try to build a lead up. But those guys behind him can suck up to him in the draft very quickly and could get freight trained if not careful. Charles Jackson, I think, just barely got the wall. And we will have a race no matter what happens, as the white flag is displayed And Austin LaPlante looking to be the first two-time winner this season. But he's got challenges. Whoa, he about wrecked himself, and now here comes Dylan Poteet to the bottom. Poteet looking to get his first win in quite a long time, probably since season 6, I would believe. And Poteet comes into this race 25th in points. And now he's 2 to lead, but look at Chris Washer. He's trying to get to there. And now here comes Washer underneath. And Cody Lamas, could he play factor in this? I don't know, but to the checkered flag, I don't think he's going to get. Dylan Poteet wins the Coca-Cola 400 at Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Our 15th different winner this season. That's got to be a record so far in the early goings of a season that we've had different winners, no multiple winners yet. And what a job by the 31. Dylan Poteet gets his first win in quite a while since season 6. And what a job by him. Made a move on the last lap and it worked, although Chris Washer was hot on his tail, but he didn't have enough drafting help to really get anything done. But let's take a look at the rest of the results. And DJ Curtis still on pit road after all that. But Chris Washer came close to getting his second win this season, but he was going to come away with a great run in second. He definitely needed that run badly to try to get some momentum going forward in the season, and we get a crash on pit road. But anyways, David Rivera came out of nowhere at the end, and he almost got a second win, 2 in a row, in fact, but he'll come away with a great run in third. That could be enough to put him into the points lead, potentially. I don't know. We'll have to see afterwards. And then Austin LaPlante was very close at the end, but he's going to come away with a great run in fourth. And then Ryan Acosta, the highest finishing rookie, in fifth. Maybe this is the swagger return for him after starting off the season really good. Now he could be back on track. Preston Plord, another great top 10 run for him. Solid performance for the 21. Daniel Day, another top 10 run for the second week in a row. Pichu London with a solid run in 8th. Solid run for Charles Jackson in 9th. Definitely a big rebound after last week. And then Austin Mongold with a great run in the 10th spot. Solid performance for him. Rest of the top 20 is Michael Norman, Seth Cole, Sean Galligan, Jessica Shelton, Joshua Collard, Stephen Pollard III, Dorian Facepuncher, Carson Gum, Kyle Matthews, Tim Walsh. Rest of the top 30 was Tanner Sullivan, Charles Sanford, Dougie Shears, Bob Jones, Rue McIntyre, Zach Rogers, Dylan Thoreau, Jesse Setti, James McLeod, and P.J. Williams. Last 2 lead lap cars were Zachary Fitzwater and Cody Lamas. 1 lap down was Matt McIntyre, 2 laps down was Angel Navarro, and then 4 laps down was DJ Curtis. Everybody else was out of the race after the big one that happened. Johnny Gardner, Trent Dunham, Dylan Young, Chris Michaels, Danny Wells, James Silverfox, and Anthony McCrory. So that does it for our coverage today here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway, as next week we head to another road course. We head to the most technical road course we go to on the schedule, Champs-Élysées, and that's going to be exciting for the Wheels of Fire 300. That will be interesting. But until then, here are your results, rookie points and regular points heading into Champs-Élysées. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off. Thank you for tuning in to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, offline racing at its best.